welcome to the Closing Table Conversations with Jason Farris. I'm Jason Farris, a licensed realtor with the Gill Group of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Professional Realty. Today I'm sitting down with two of my favorite clients, Dane and Hayley, who bought their first home in Grove City earlier this year. We're going to just have a conversation today. Hopefully some of you can gain some insight into what the real estate journey is, especially in terms of being a first-time home buyer. We're going to talk about the good parts, maybe some of the stressful parts, all the excitement, and everything in between. So like I said, we're just going to hang out and talk about their real estate journey. So thanks for being here, and let's jump in. All right, Dane and Hayley. So before we jump into the real estate stuff, tell me what's going on in your life. What's happening right now?
Right now? Well, we just bought a house. And I guess we closed in like May.
Right.
So it feels like, by that metric, it's been a little while, but it definitely doesn't feel like it's been a while.
We did something really cool with our new house. We invited all of our friends and family over, about 50-something people, to tell them it was a big housewarming party. And it was actually a surprise wedding. Yeah. So our best friend married us in our backyard. And it was awesome.
And I saw that on social media, and if you guys didn't talk about that, I was going to have to bring that up.
Yeah, so. It was really, really cool, and probably the best day.
Yeah, best day of my life. Yeah, of course.
That's amazing. You guys have lots of big stuff going on in your life. Mm-hmm. It's been a crazy year, so I think 2025 will go down.
Yeah, definitely.
Go down for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Probably the most important year of my adult life.
Yes.
There's birth, graduation, and 2025.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's great. How about this? Can you guys tell our audience here about how we first met?
Yeah. Let me see if I can remember. I think it was Zillow, right? We just started looking for houses, mm-hmm. and I was putting an interest in stuff. Not really sure if I wanted to actually start buying, but rent was getting high. Mm-hmm. And I believe you called, right? I would say you might know more of the story than I do. Maybe this moment.
Do you remember?
I just remember stressing a lot in the beginning, and I didn't think that getting a house was realistic for us at that time. So I just thought it was kind of like a little dream of Dane. So I kind of let him handle it in the beginning.
I remember we first met at the Asheville house.
Yes. So
God.
Yes. So the things I remember about it is I showed up. It was kind of rainy, maybe even a wintry, late winter day. And you guys, your entire family was there.
Yes.
There was it's the first time I've ever shown up to show a house, even with a new client, where there was 12, 14 people there.
Yeah.
So
we were really excited, and we got them really hyped, and then
the Urban Simpkin clans, we run deep.
And I knew at that moment I was going to like you guys because your family was so nice, everyone was so nice. Yeah. And it turned out that your sister, your younger sister, had actually been at our house with friends of ours, common friends of ours, in the past. So
there's a picture out there of her holding your daughter. Yeah,
that's right. So we had that common connection. Yeah. So small world kind of a moment. And then the other thing I remember about that was how positive Dane was. This was a serious fixer-upper. I was really trying to steer them away from this because of how. But Dane was looking at every possibility, and I knew right then that as we looked at houses, he was going to be.
I'm pretty headstrong, and so I feel like I can do anything. And so we walked into that house, and the floors were all warped. There was a strange smell coming from somewhere.
There was a smell of a dead animal.
And I was like, we can do this. We can do this just fine. And everybody was like, Dan, I don't think you want this.
That's right. That's right.
Zero experience fixing up a house, zero experience contracting, but
you were just really hyped, and it was right beside a railroad, a railroad track.
I think that was the first taste of this isn't going to be as easy as I thought it was.
So thank you. That's a great segue. So one of the things I tell all of my clients, especially first-time home buyers, is, and I told you guys this, see lots of houses.
Yes.
Because when you first start out, you just don't know what you don't know. You don't really maybe sometimes understand everything you like or dislike, the prices of houses and the value. So as you see more houses, you really learn and get better educated. You're a better buyer through that process. So did you guys enjoy the process of seeing lots of houses? Do you think that process helped you at the end make a good decision?
100%. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. That was some awesome advice that you gave us. Is you don't realize, like, kind of like Dane, like showing up at the first house, like, yeah, this is the one. Like, no. And we did end up looking like at a bunch of houses.
Yep.
And I appreciate that from you, because you were always ready to help us out and look at the house we wanted to. Because it was usually like we found out, like, we discovered what house we wanted to look at that day, and you were just there for us. And
Yeah.
so we looked at a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
A ton. I was a Zillow monster. I was on Zillow.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know what to do with myself on my lunch breaks now that
Right.
I'm not looking at Zillow. I was on Zillow all the time.
Right.
And so as anything that was remotely in our price range was pretty much, as long as I didn't know that neighborhood wasn't the worst neighborhood in Columbus.
Right.
I was pretty cool. And we've even still looked at plenty in like Hilltop and tougher areas, I feel like. That,
Right.
Glad we didn't end up in that area, but we saw a ton. And with every house, like, our experience, knowledge grew of what we could expect in our
Absolutely.
price range, and what to look for in terms of what's quality of a house, and like what to look for in terms of what isn't, and indicators of what is not quality in a house. And then we put an offer on maybe the worst house on the market, if you recall.
I do recall. Well, and so let's get to
Okay,
that here
all
in a
right.
minute. So take me back to the beginning.
Yeah.
What made you guys realize it was time to start the home search? You mentioned you weren't super sure
I
at
didn't
first.
think we would be able to afford it realistically. Like, it's really tough right now
Yeah.
to buy a house, and I thought there was no way. Especially only in my second year of teaching at that point, segueing into substituting for a while. I didn't think it was realistic.
Yeah. And I'm a student, so I'm not even technically a social worker yet, right? So I'm still in training for that. So our budget isn't massive, but rent at our apartment kept going up. So it was $1,400 when we
Yeah.
first moved in. By the time we were looking to move out, it went up to $1,800. I
Right.
was like, this is
It,
ridiculous.
it was
Right.
ridiculous.
And looking at the Zillow mortgage calculator, which, there's some comments that could be had on that. It does its best, right?
Right.
I was like, we could, by the time we put a down payment down, maybe we have a bit of savings right now, but we could save a lot of money a month, if we just bought a cheaper house right now.
Yeah, and building wealth and
Yeah.
equity over the years. So great advice for other first time home buyers
Yeah.
out there who are maybe trying to decide whether they should stay in that apartment that's rent's going up or start looking. Once you guys started looking, I think you learned through the process that maybe you could swing some
Yeah.
things. And okay.
Yeah, but it didn't end up happening. But our original price range, it was going to be a lot cheaper. But, I mean, we lucked out amazingly, so I'm not complaining at all.
Right.
And I will say save too. That was a big thing that I think helped us out. Is I saved. I didn't know what I was saving for, but I always put a good chunk of money aside. And turns out, like, this is what it went towards. I went towards something really good.
Yeah.
Excellent. So what was the thing that you were maybe the most nervous about as you started the process, thinking back?
Not understanding the terminology, not having that, just being very ignorant in that subject.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was my thing too, was like getting screwed, essentially. Like, there could be a scummy realtor. Thankfully, we lucked out with you, but
we
like, hey,
very much lucked out,
you could
yeah.
have screwed us at any point in time.
wouldn't known
And so I was like,
any
yeah, I really didn't know what the process was from beginning to end. Like,
Yeah.
I remember asking you like 100 questions. Like, is that it? Like, we can just walk into this house even? Like, are we even allowed to do that?
Right.
And then when it came to putting an offer down, I was like, I think we want to put an offer down. You're like, okay, I'll do that. I was like, is that it? Like, do I need to sign something to send to you? And then
Yeah, so I think you guys are making a great point. It's probably not as simple as Dane's making it sound, but the point being that if you do have a good realtor working with you, that's your guide, that you can trust, you certainly can navigate the process, even through all the unknowns.
Yeah.
So it's scary to start, but once you kind of dive in and start understanding things, it's not as scary as it seems, right?
it was simple from my perspective. I bet it was really complicated. For me.
Well, no, yeah.
It came down. You said, sign here, sign here, sign here.
And yeah, just like going off of that, it was simple for us because you made it simple.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and I don't mean like you dumbed things down for us or anything like that. Like you educated us, which I'm really grateful for, because now I feel a lot more confident giving advice to others.
Yeah.
But you simplified it for us in the sense that you took care. It felt like you were taking care of us,
Well, I appreciate that, and I do try to do that. Let's shift gears. What was the hardest part of the whole process for each of you?
I think it was like what we disagreed on, because I was cool with the fixer-upper, as we've established, and she was, I feel like, not. Which
No.
thank God, because if she wouldn't putting her foot down on a lot of the stuff, we would have ended up with a shower by the kitchen, right?
Right.
If you remember that house,
Yeah.
and I think you were okay with worse neighborhoods that I wasn't
yeah.
okay with, and so I think there was like it was a good house, bad neighborhood, bad house, good neighborhood, and so I think by the time we got to house 47, I don't know how many houses we saw, but we were up in the teens at least.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think frustration was mounting as to like when are we actually going to find something that works for both
Right.
of us.
Yeah, I would agree 100% with what you're saying. And also, like, I was a big proponent in playing, like, a long game. Like, to me, I would rather wait until the right one came up. And you were definitely very excited, you know. You're just,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I just want a house.
And that the personalities that you both have individually definitely showed through as we toured houses. As I mentioned at the beginning, Dane was very eager and open-minded and willing to take on probably more than he should have. And Hayley was more the voice of reason in that conversation. So that's another reason we talk about, like, let's see lots of houses, because
Yes.
you guys start to come together as well. You can start with two very different thoughts, and then eventually you come to that middle ground.
Yeah.
So that is very common, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I think it all culminated. Could you tell the story of closing day? Because I think it's a great story.
Sure.
Where it's like it was the day after St. Patrick's Day. We had seen
Oh, God.
47 houses by this point, and had booked for whatever reason like 4 houses that day.
The day after St. Patrick's Day.
And I think everybody, had a great St. Patrick's Day and was having a not so great day after St. Patrick's Day, and so this was like our 4 months in, 5 months in, 6 months in, however many months in, seeing houses. It just frustrated, and we were seeing all the ones in Grove City, and there was one that we were going to see, and we're like, this is probably it. Like, this is perfect neighborhood,
Yep.
perfect location. It's already been fixed up. You know what I mean? Like, so it's
We were
not
so
gonna be
excited.
And it was just the weirdest layout of any house
Such a
we've
strange
ever
layout.
seen in our, like, it was the one with the basement stairs right smack in the middle of everything,
Right.
and the fireplace in the corner.
Everything was wrong, and we were very disappointed. And then there was that Hail Mary.
Yeah, just my grandma called. It was like, hey, I know this house. Like, people I know just passed, and they're selling this house. Family lives out of town. They got to get
They
rid of
hadn't
it.
even put it up yet.
And I know, and you
Yeah,
were,
it
and you
wasn't listed yet.
Yeah.
and you were like, one more. Like, you're like, oh my gosh.
We were all tired. I mean,
I
all
think
of us
everybody
were
was
tired,
like,
collectively,
everybody
yeah.
was like, "Ugh, all right, one more. Like, just
Yeah,
a
let's
I
go
didn't want
see
to
that
go.
one, yeah.
I was like, it's some old people
Yeah.
passed away. Ugh. And then turns out that
was
the house.
Yeah.
I think we all were like, yeah.
They walked in and it was like,
this is it.
like the oasis in the desert. Like, oh
And
my
sometimes that's exactly how it
Yeah.
happens. The most unexpected point of the journey.
Yeah.
Right? It
yeah,
just happens.
Very much so.
Yeah.
It was,
So that was great. So what surprised you the most? Something maybe that you didn't see coming.
I think for me, it was like how many small details go into a house that contribute to like its overall cost and well-being, especially when we called in the inspection and like got the inspection report back and was like, I didn't even know that was there, let
Yeah.
alone a concern that I needed to have, and it's going to cost me a ton of money, or not, or I need to tell the seller to pay for it. You know what I mean? Like that was really surprising to me that it was so much.
Yeah, so there was a great point. And there was a house that we did make an offer on that the inspection did not come back very good. The cosmetic appearance of the house was pretty good. But the reason we do inspections is because there are things you can't see as when you tour a house. It didn't come back very good. So that was probably a curveball for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Tell them about the inspection and what your thoughts were at that point. Because you had made an offer. You were
Yeah.
probably getting emotionally invested thinking this could be the one,
Yeah.
and then the inspection comes back not so great.
I think we, even when we saw it, we knew there might have been, you were calling out some stuff that you were like, I don't know about this stuff. And we had some trouble with the sellers also.
Oh, God, yeah. Shout out real
like,
quick to Jason for that.
Yeah.
That seller gave us a very hard time, gave Jason a very hard time, and he was up till 11 p.m. just trying his best to negotiate.
That's just called the day in the life of a real estate agent, by the
Well,
way. That's very normal.
To us, we didn't know. And I was like, wow, that's really cool that he's doing that. But yeah, it was upsetting. We, like Dane said, we knew there was going to be some issues. Didn't realize they were going to be that intense. And in the long run, it would have cost us so much money.
Yeah.
To just make the place livable.
And
the floor was collapsing in on itself.
Yeah.
I remember going, I don't know if it's normal for people to go and watch the guy do the inspection for it, but I just wanted to see.
Yes, many buyers will do that.
Okay, yeah, because I want to, ownership and everything. So I went, and this guy is just shaking his head the whole time he's doing it, and I'm like, so what are your thoughts, And he's like, I'm not supposed to have an opinion either way. That's the contract. I was like, so if you were buying a house and this was your budget, what would you think about this house? He goes, I might keep looking. so like in the most gentle way.
So the ups and downs of the journey, right? So a house that cosmetically looked pretty good, inspection. So you get a little bit thinking maybe this is the one. You make an offer, inspection not so good, and suddenly you're back looking at houses again.
Yeah.
And so was that emotional roller coaster maybe one of the toughest parts of your journey, do you think?
Oh, yeah. There was that one house that I was very, very excited about. We love the downtown Grove City area.
Oh, yeah.
And it was that one that was right just in a walkable distance to all of our destinations. Mm-hmm. And that was the first time that we were, like, ready to put an offer down. Like, we were very excited. Mm-hmm. And I remember calling my parents in the backyard. You were like, you gotta keep it cool. You gotta be chill about it. And I was just so excited. And then to find out, and for some reason in my mind, probably because I was new, I was like, this is guaranteed. Like, we're getting this.
Locked.
Yeah, like, why wouldn't they choose us? And then what would you say, like, outbid? Like, how would you?
Yeah, so that was the Olive Street house in Grove City. Yep, and that was a situation where it was a very nice house. It was priced right. It was a very competitive bid situation. This was probably in the middle of summer, if I recall, or late summer maybe.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I would say.
Or no, was this?
It was spring.
This was springtime.
Okay. Spring, yeah.
So it was getting into the busier part of the real estate market time, and it was just a multiple bid situation, and someone paid significantly over list price. You guys had put your best foot forward, and I know Hayley specifically, you were very emotionally invested in that one.
I was.
So
destroyed, yeah.
that was another example of that roller coaster of emotions that happens through the home buying process.
Yeah, it was a blow.
Yeah, I remember you even checked in on me, like, "Hey, you all right?" Because I was very upset. But ultimately, everything happens for a reason, right? I'm super, super happy it didn't work out.
Yeah. So maybe that's the lesson or the takeaway for other first-time home buyers on their journey as they go through the emotions that will be houses maybe that you don't have the winning bid on, or there could be inspection reports that don't come back the way you want them, and other scenarios as well. But if you stick with it and you keep working at it, that usually it's going to result in a really good outcome. Mm-hmm. Was there a moment where you kind of thought, and I'm probably leading you towards when you finally found the house that you're in now, where it clicked? Was it as soon as you walked into the house? At what point when you toured that house, or later did you realize we think this is the one?
It was quick because we kind of ran in, and then it was like, the living room, kitchen, dining room. I was like, this is nice. And then we went down, and there's a big old lounge, and it had an office.
That's what hit me.
I was like, that's really cool. And they're like, oh, and there's more. There's a basement down here. I was like, that's really awesome. And then there's a 3-season room out here. I was like,
and there's a whole upstairs.
Yeah, this is amazing.
That's what got me. At first, I walked in, and you have to understand, like, these people, they hadn't moved out yet. Like, the place was cluttered with all this stuff that needed, moved out. And so that wasn't the most, visually pleasing. But then the figure out that there was so much more to it.
Yeah.
That was very exciting to me. Yeah. Because our biggest thing is we wanted to be able to, we have a lot of friends and family, we wanted to be able to host them.
Yeah.
And we got to see all the areas of this house. That's when it clicked, I need to have this.
Yeah, and it felt like home, like immediately. Like it was so homey in there. Maybe it was just because of the love that the previous owners had put into it, and like it was warm, it was inviting. Like it was so like where other places have been just landlorded to death. You know, they got the gray slate on everything and the gray flooring and the white wall, so it's nice and neutral for the buyers. This one felt like a home, you know, like red paint.
It did. Oh my God, that was a big thing too. It had personality.
Yeah,
that's something that we both really liked.
Yeah.
It certainly did, and I thought the backyard was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yes, the three seasons.
Yeah.
Room
Oh
and
yeah.
that.
And then they were like, and it's a little out of your budget. And it was like, well, we can go a little out of our budget.
So what did your friends and family say when you finally told them, hey, we've been looking for a house and we've got one. We're in contract.
Yeah.
We're well towards closing. What was their reactions?
The first 2 times where they were like, my parents didn't want to get my hopes up. I think they felt like we were going to be outbid both times. And
same with my parents, and especially when they heard this too, they were very excited for us, but they want us to like tread with caution.
Yeah,
very much so. And then as things became a lot more solidified, a lot more real, the excitement grew.
Yeah,
and we were very lucky in the sense that our parents were willing to help us financially, which was something that we needed.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
So we were very lucky in that sense. We were aided there.
And then when we finally closed on the dream house, and I think because your mom saw it originally, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I hope you guys get the house." That's amazing.
That helped. She accompanied us a lot.
Yeah.
And she was like, "This is awesome."
Yeah, and I don't think my parents saw it till a couple weeks after closing, or probably the day we closed, or maybe a couple days after, and they were like.
They fell in love with it too.
Yeah, I think everybody pretty much was like amazing.
Everyone found out our garage code very fast as well. Always had people stopping by.
Showing it off to everybody. My mom would come by with her
great.
friends or aunts and uncles and everybody just coming and putting in. Yeah.
If they were at your wedding at your house, I mean, they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
So, describe the moment when we closed. We were at the closing table. Everything gets signed, and you guys get the keys, and you realize it's ours.
I mean, all smiles.
It was a lot of smiles. Yeah, it was very much like, imagine just like your best Christmas memory, like going downstairs and seeing like that many presents around a tree. Like that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
It was like, well, this is the best Christmas I ever had.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love it.
And then it was again when you walked in for the first time, and like there's no one but you.
I know, it felt unreal. Like, oh, this is ours. Oh my God.
Yeah.
This does not belong to anyone else. This is ours.
It's our home.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, I'm older than you guys, so I've moved a few times. So I'll never forget that first house when I got those keys, and I can take myself back to it 30 years later to that day and how I felt. Now, the subsequent ones, not as much, right?
Yeah.
But that first house, that's a special thing. And so I'm glad to hear that you guys had that same feeling.
Yeah.
So if you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice, like go back all the way to the beginning and tell yourself something, so that, what would that be?
I've thought about this a lot, actually. It would be don't lose hope. And don't... accept the fact that like you're most likely not going to get the first one that you want, and it's okay. And I am a firm believer that everything does happen for a reason. Like there's a reason why this isn't happening. It's all right. Dry your tears. It's okay.
How about you, Dave?
Yeah. Well, I think patience. You're not, Johnny Fix It. So give it a minute. You don't have to grab the first fixer-upper piece of crap that comes around your way. You can wait a second, and then save more.
Okay.
Just every penny, because whatever you can put down on the front end makes it a lot easier on the back end.
Yeah.
And then also enjoy it as well. There's a couple of times where it got a little heated between Dane and I naturally, because we did have such different perspectives on this. But also looking back, like just enjoy it. You're never gonna have that opportunity, those moments again where it's like looking for your house for the first time.
Yeah.
So like, don't spoil it by,
Yeah.
Don't spoil it.
That's great. I think that's great advice. But I will tell you, it is a stressful process. I mean, there are ups and downs, emotions. You're making very tough decisions. These are maybe the biggest purchase you'll make in your entire life is a home.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so be easier on yourselves if there was a little bit of disagreement on the color of paint or something like that. It's very common. So, what is there a favorite memory you have about the whole journey?
Oh, there's a lot of good ones.
Aside from like walking in, I think easily number one, so I'll give you a number two, but easily number one was walking in the house for the first time at the end of the day. Like I said, it was like oasis in the desert, beautiful, like, oh my God, finally something.
Yes, something.
Yeah, it was beautiful. But I really enjoyed seeing weird houses in weird places, like neighborhoods you didn't even know existed, and like the cute little houses that were there, and whatever somebody had going on, and the weird little setups people had, because everybody lives differently, and you don't get to see that side of people, I feel like, very often.
Yeah. I thought it was great every time I went to a house that had a drawer that closed softly, and how excited you got.
I do remember that. You're like, tell.
You could,
Put
you're
thought
like,
and care
this
into
is
it.
a quality one. See how that closed soft?
So I love that. So now that you guys are on the other side of it, and I know you've done some nice things to your home to make it your own. You showed me some pictures earlier. You guys have done some amazing things in just 5-6 months. What is, now that you're on the other side of this, what does home mean to you now?
Wow.
Ooh. You know, we actually ended up having to put a bit of work into this because we bought it as is, which word to the wise for people out there. If it's an option, don't do that, right?
Unless you got a huge support system like we did. People who are willing to take the time, because there's a lot of carpet that needed ripped up, a lot of flooring that needed put in, walls painted.
I mean, and there was some behind the scenes stuff. Plumbing ended up being tough. Every time I tried to fix something in that shower, something else fell apart somewhere else in the house. So we had to rewire all that plumbing. But I couldn't have been happier to do it. Like every second I spend working on this house has been so zen and therapeutic and just fulfilling. That it feels like I'm putting work into myself. Like this is my home that I am building for us, for my family, for my future family, for everybody. So
for the cats.
Yeah. So honestly, it worked out. I got a fixer-upper after all.
Well, yeah, you're gonna all, you know, when you own a home, you're always gonna have some things to work on and maintain and fix up.
Yeah, I agree. A home is a place that you make your own. I mean, it didn't really feel like us until, like Dane said, we started putting parts of us in it. You know what I mean? Like, even like with all the handyman stuff that Dane has done. Now that I've got like my art and stuff up on the walls and things, like now it's really starting to feel like that.
Great, love it. How about what would you guys give advice? What advice would you give maybe to someone like yourself or someone who's starting the journey now, who's a first-time home buyer? Any advice that you'd share?
Well, get yourself a good realtor first of all. On that
Call
you can
Jason.
trust. Call Jason. Don't get discouraged. Kind of revisiting. Very, very likely, just from our experience and what you've told us, very likely not that first house you see is not going to be the one that you end up buying, nor is the second, nor is probably the third. I like your advice. Look at a bunch of houses. 100%. Look at a bunch of houses.
Yeah. And if anybody with any contracting skills or handyman skills or anything like that, bring them along with you when you tour because they'll be able to point stuff out.
Yes, that's a good one too.
And I don't know how sound financial advice this is, but I would think like set your budget low, like your maximum range a little low, because you'll probably end up spending more when you actually, like, we went way out of our, like, $85,000 over our, like, initial $200,000 range. And then, because, like, as we saw the house and better houses, it was like, this is worth spending more on. We can swing it because we set it low originally.
Right. Okay. Yeah, great advice. Well, thank you again, Dane and Hayley. This has been great. I mean, I love chatting with you guys, and I love hearing your story. The story about your wedding at your new home. I mean, it's amazing. That's a story you'll tell for the next 60, 70 years, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Your grandkids will tell their friends about, that story. All right. Well, thank you again, Dane and Hayley. This has been really good. I love hearing your story. The story that you told about the wedding that you had in your new home, I think that's amazing. I think your grandkids will probably tell their friends about that someday. That's going to live in your family for
yeah.
generations. So again, really appreciate it. And for anyone out there listening, thanks for being here. Again, this is Jason Farris with Closing Table Conversations, and we'll see you again in the next episode.